Okay. So namaste everyone, every participants, who are participating in this, webinar series that starts from today. So this is the webinar series we are actually organizing from the Department of STEM Education. So this will go on continuously. Will be bringing different ideas and different insights and the practices so we are doing at the Department of STEM Education through these webinar series 2022. So good evening everyone. Actually this corona pandemic actually uh, was one of the challenges and is one of the challenges and the opportunity for us to actually learn and use various technological platforms and other teaching and learning methodologies to actually facilitate our learning and to actually improve our educational practices. And so in during this particular time, Department of STEM Education and the Kathmandu University is providing and contributing to the field of education to actually practice improve our practices, particularly in different areas, or particularly in mathematics, from the Department of STEM Education. So in 2021, we actually started our webinar series 2021, focusing on general STEM education and different empowering educational practices developed and practiced by Department of STEM Education and Kathmandu University. So, but from today and from this webinar series 2022, so we are particularly focusing on uh, mathematics and mathematics education. So probably there will be webinars and sessions on mathematics curriculum, similarly the instructional practices, ICTs, and so how to use technology in mathematics and mathematics learning. Similarly, the practical workshops and the presentations on how to actually teach mathematics effectively to the students of K-12. So in this context, today we have actually two presentations, so which will be focusing more on how to materialize and how to actually implement those mathematical things in the field of education and the practices that we are dealing with the children of 21st century. So there will be two presentations for today. Uh, the first presentation will be done by Niroj Dahal sir. I think we start the presentation. Niroj sir, are you ready? And there will be second presentation, so that will be done by Indra Mani sir. And the first presentation is about integrated projects for mathematics teachers, and the second presentation will be on mathematics for developing green schools and mathematics for green schools. Niro sir, are you ready?
Yeah, I am around.
Okay,
So shall
so
I begin?
I'll be the host and the person to communicate your questions. If you have any questions and queries, you can post in the chat box. So we will discuss on your questions. Niro sir,
Okay. Thank you, Netra sir, for
over to you, sir.
this brief introduction. Now, today, as I'm the first to present our concept that we have been practicing and we have been advocating to use various system projects or projects, integrated projects that are associated with mathematics and mathematics education. So this is our attempt to bring our practices to the community of people as an outreach program. So with this initial thought, let me begin today's presentation. So I am Niroj Dal. I am working as a I work at KU School of Education, and I'm also the PhD scholar in STEM education. So with this initial introduction. So let me begin my today's sharing. So my sharing encourages all the participants to take part in the discussion, as well as to respond in some forms, that may be in chat and or in other areas. So with this initial thought, let me begin. So today's focus will be on integrated projects for mathematics teachers. So I'll be dealing this concept around 20 to 25 minutes, and there will be question and answer session for in response to the presentation. So let me, as you know, today's we have two highlighted talks. One is about integrated projects for mathematics teachers, and another is about mathematics for grade school. So I'm here for the first part. So at first, before starting the session, so what do you think? What are your reaction on mathematics projects? So you are free to post in chat box. What exactly mathematics projects are all about? So please post in chat box. So first question is, what is mathematics projects? तपाईलाई के लाग्छ mathematics projects भने के होला? Right, either buzzword or some. Okay, yes, it's about design and construction. Okay, yes, listen to me. So response on that way. Project that include mathematical and logical intelligence among the learner. Yes. Developing activities to solve real world problem. Yes, it is very true. Maybe the way to teach math practically. Yes. Okay, thank you. So it's actually math projects helps students specific math concepts or ideas that are aligning to make the mathematical more practical, in my view. So that was my view. So let me proceed further. If so, please mute yourselves. If so, yes. Okay. If so, then what do you think about integrated math projects? So त्यसो भएदेखि integrated math projects भने चाहिँ के होला त? What are your views on this? What shall be the integrated math projects? के हुन सक्ला? It may be concerned with practical topics. That is a previous. It might be concerned, yeah. So it is true. I'm expecting at least few responses. Integrated with science, social. So, yeah. Integrated math projects will take a lab of land approach for real world implementation. Integrated with science, social, or multidisciplinary topics. Yes, it is also true. Inclusion of other discipline with transformation. It is also true. Okay. Then what I thought for this, so let me quickly respond. So as per my thought, this integrated approaches of teaching, not only limited to teaching, but integrated projects helps students to actively take part in learning through the projects. So the intention or the concept behind that is to the students with engage the students to get more trigger to their creativity, connecting with the mathematical ideas. So I would say on that way. Okay, if so, now lastly, what are the skills that make a great integrated projects? What sort of the skill we need to excel ourselves so that we could able to frame or we could able to make our integrated projects? Not here the executive grade is mentioned, but also my intention is not to make the grade, but also what are the skills that make integrated projects for the teachers, for the practitioners, for the researchers. So what do you think on this? Yes, yeah, last response. Debba Magar, connecting mathematical concept with other subject. Yeah, it's talking about interdisciplinarity. Okay, being able to think the course with the practical life. Yeah. Okay, analytical, logical, critical thinking. Mm-hmm. For basis, I believe learning attitudes is ICT skill and practice events. Okay, thank you. Thank you for all who take the part by responding in the chat box. Now, for further conceptualizing about integrated projects, I brought two projects that I have framed or that I have developed. On the basis of two projects, we may go for the further discussion. So, without delay, let me take you a little further by sharing one of the projects. So very first project is all about the recent trend that we have been doing. That is, it's all about the project that are associated with social medias and how we could able to connect the ideas of social medias to some topics or some ideas of the statistics. So this is my ideas, and it have implemented in one of the school when I work as a teacher, and this works well, and it was developed and it is still in the developing phase. When we got the very static type of the observation as well as concern. So with this, let me take you to further. So before that, I would need to share my entire screen so that it will be easy when I open the other file. So let me just take you to the project site. Okay. Now let me just I have make the okay. This very first projects. So this is expected for the curriculum prescribed by the government of Nepal, and it is expected for grade 9 students. And the duration of projects may be around 50 minutes. And it focuses on experiential learning of statistics. And the main objective of this project, as I stated, is that this project is expected to develop knowledge, skill, and competencies in each of the identification areas of STEM. So it is little blended to STEM, but our concern is our center is here mathematics. So students are expected very firstly to conceptualize the term statistics, thereby stages in statistical investigation. They can do this by doing research work, by using some of the technological tools within the classroom, or without the classroom setting. They can go for lab and other way. It is expected on this way. Next is to conceptualize and develop the table of raw and array data separately by doing some survey, by generating the data from survey. To construct the frequency table, also cumulative frequency table, knowledge, skill, and some competency are necessary for the learner. To construct, to conceptualize and construct the graphical representation of data in histogram, line graph, and pie charts. And this concept of engineering, science, the arts, and mathematics is expected to use. To learn the uses of social medias and their effect in day-to-day life, and also think of alternative form of the social medias if that is possible. Then if the social medias are absent in recent trend, what shall be the next? So they can think on that way also. It is expected on that one. And finally, to visualize the trends of use of social medias by school level students in Nepal and other than Nepal in other countries like. So they can do this as a research work and they refer their survey. Okay. Oh, sorry, it was. Now, teacher is expected to facilitate the learner, conduct the survey, also some to support in research work, to support for the construction of this graphical representation of the data. So topics is like use of social media. So material is like the as usual material, and they can use for some typing and other things. They can do this in the computer as well. So it is expected as of now. It's a pencil, some A4 size paper, color marker, chart paper, rulers, and computer with internet activities. Either they can do this in internet, the platform, this type of platform they can do in computer, or they can do in handmade thing. Question. The first question is like, on average per week, I know. So students are asking this question to their fellow friends. Like on average per week, ask to all of your friends present today, how long do you use social medias like Facebook, Instagram, Viber, WhatsApp, YouTube, WeChat? These are named. There may be other social medias exist. So they just collect with some of the peers within the classroom. And then based on that, they do some array data based on what they have been doing. And they form some frequency table based on the data, raw data. After they array this data, and then they go for making a frequency table. And the frequency table may be of, like they can make the frequency table based on the how they explain in various social medias. And then after that, they make some form of the cumulative frequency table. So on the basis of this information, now here are some questions that students are expected to respond based on the survey. And here there may be the various projects we can generate, and this projects can be assigned to one of the group among the other. So very first question is like, show the information of frequency table in histogram as unique as possible by using sketch pen. Write a poem about the use of social medias in classroom. You may use the data surveyed or other sources. Write an essay on use of social medias among your grade students of your school at home aligned with your survey data. Develop one-page debate against and or for use of social medias in learning. Use of information available. Use information available. That means available information they could able to they could able to find from the survey, or they do have with from this that survey data. You may explore in various sources like related to other schools students, or that means they do have the friends of the other school, and thereby the scenario of the world. So how people, how students, how the grade 9 levels students, that means the age of 14 to 15 age level students, how much they have been like the engaging in these social medias. If there are not the currently used social medias, what shall be the alternative mode of the communication for the people in the world? So write a brief conclusion highlighting opportunity and challenges created by social medias in studies. and they make some recommendation, and they submit the report. So this is one of the integrated projects that I envision, or that gives some sense about how we could able to integrate various aspects within the mathematics and mathematics education. So this is very beginning projects. Among the two projects, this is the very beginning projects, and I will be talking about the next projects. Now, I request the participants to post few questions or few concerns after presenting this project, first projects. So floor is open and it is off. Okay. Yes. We will be sharing this document to you as well for your reference to go through it. So you'll get it as well. So any question? If not, I have to go to the next. So here is another project that gives you some sense to make the contextual mathematics education. So let me take you to the next part. The first I shared about the use of social medias. How could you able to connect the use of social medias to mathematics classroom, and you can bring those experiences to the classroom by making some type of the integrated projects. So here is next. Next is a bit like this. Here is the context. Like Ram and Hari are close friends in ABC school. So I knowingly mentioned this Ram and Hari. We can be balance the gender and other contexts as well. So Hari studies in grade 7 and Ram studies in grade 10. In one of the conversation, Ram said to Hari, "So I am 3 years older than you." So from the above context, response to the following question. So this is context is very small context, and this context do have a various meaning. So now this projects raise a various perspectives within mathematics education while you are delivering or while you are facilitating mathematics classroom or facilitating the learners in mathematics discussion or delivering mathematical concepts. Now see, express their ages in some form of the mathematical relation. So these projects offer to make not in general but specific mathematical relation. When Ram will be 37 years old, what will be the age of Hari? So complete the following table. So here I have submitted table. Plot this age in a graph paper and join them. What the nature of line and curve of their ages? So from the adjoining figure, determine the mathematical relation. So above is stating one number is stating the direct relation, but here some form of mathematical relation. Discuss the nature of the line that you have drawn in question number 3, that have been question number 5. Draw a separate picture of Ram and Hari when Ram will be studying in graduate level and Hari will be studying in grade 12, and color it and write a note underneath of the pictures as well. So these are the two projects that I have shared to you. This projects gives the enough room for the learners to think on, to give some concept of the creativity, some form of the innovation, and some type of the like imagination. They can think on that way. So always like the math is seeking for some form of this, like creativity, innovation, and some imagination. So now, would you be able to develop the projects now? What do you think? This is my question. I request one of the participants to unmute yourselves and put some of your remarks based on the two projects. These are very brief projects. We can make the projects of the very long, like as a week, or more than 40 minutes, or 1 hour, 2 hour, or 1 day. So based on my sharing, I request one of the participants to put some of your remarks, and will you able to make the projects aligning with some of the topics? Okay. Okay. I do hope you are not comfortable at this stage. So now, thank you so much. These were the references that I have used. And now the floor is open for question and answer based on the two integrated projects that I have shared. So now, floor is open.
Niroji,
Yes.
may I?
Yeah, please.
म चाहिँ तपाईँलाई नेपालीमै सोधौँ जस्तो लाग्यो कुरो बुझ्दाखेरि इज द्याट ओके?
Sure, sure.
ओके, खासमा चाहिँ त्यो तपाईँले जुन क्रिएटिभिटी प्रमोट गर्ने भनेर डेभलप गरे जुन प्रोजेक्ट छ, आई थिङ्क द्याट्स अ भेरी वन्डरफुल आइडिया। त्यो चाहिँ हामीले हाम्रो स्कुलहरूमा त्यति गर्ने गरेको छैन जस्तो लाग्यो। तपाईँको अघिको क्वेसन चाहिँ क्यान वी डेभलप दिस प्रोजेक्ट भन्ने सेन्समा चाहिँ द्याट्स प्रब्ली अ डिफिकल्ट जब टु डु, किनभने त्यसको मल्टिपल एस्पेक्टलाई विचार गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। आई थिङ्क द क्वेसन सुड बी क्यान वी इम्प्लिमेन्ट दिस प्रोजेक्ट भन्ने सेन्समा चाहिँ आई थिङ्क वी should be able to with little training or something. And should we do this project भन्ने सेन्समा चाहिँ yes absolutely त्यो गर्नै पर्छ। अब यहाँनिर चाहिँ मैले के चाहिँ जोड्न चाहेँ भने हामीले 2019 मा एउटा प्रोजेक्ट गरेको थियौँ, आई मिन रिसर्च गरेको थियौँ। त्यो त्यसमा चाहिँ स्ट्याटिस्टिक्स कन्टेन्टलाई मात्रै एब्सोल्युटली स्ट्याटिस्टिक्स कन्टेन्ट मात्रै हेरेको फोर्थ ग्रेडदेखि 10th ग्रेडसम्म। अनि तपाईले जुन अहिले जुन यो क्रिएटिभिटी प्रमोट गर्न भनेर लिएर आउनु भएको जुन कम्पोनेन्ट छ हाम्रो टेक्स्ट बुकमा चाहिँ देयर इज नथिङ लाइक दैट। हाम्रो रिसर्चको रिजल्टले के भन्छ भने वी नीड समथिङ लाइक दिस, अ लट अफ दिस लाइक दिस, किनभने त्यो खालको चाहिँ टेक्स्ट बुकले अफर नै गर्दैन। टेक्स्ट बुकमा त्यो खालको कम्पोनेन्ट नै छैन। त्यस भएर शुड वी डु दिस? यस एब्सोल्युटली, अदरवाइज तपाईँ त्यो क्रिएटिभिटी प्रमोट गर्ने भन्ने क्वेसन नै त्यो लगभग छैन। टेक्स्ट बुक मात्रै पढाउँदाखेरि त्यो चान्सेस नै अभाइलेबल गराएको छैन हामीलाई चाहिँ टेक्स्ट बुकले। त्यस कारणले यस वी शुड, वी एब्सोल्युटली वी मस्ट डु इट। तर अब आई थिङ्क वी निड ट्रेनिङ टु डु इट प्रपरली, एन्ड वी निड मोर मटेरियल्स लाइक द्याट। अनि त्यो मटेरियल क्रिएट गर्नलाई चाहिँ पिपल लाइक यु एन्ड लाइक मी शुड बी इन्भल्भ इन द्याट प्रोसेस जस्तो लाग्छ। द्याट्स माई 2 cents. थ्याङ्क यू।
Okay. Thank you, Deepak sir, for your your concern as well as your experience aligning with what exactly the curriculum is based on and what we are promoting. So our advocacy is for integrating the mathematics for some form of the creativity, so that learners will get enough room to think and work on it. So thank you, Deepak sir, for your contribution. In near future, we'll be working with you on this type of innovation, creativity, and as well as some platform for the learners to think on. So thank you. Now I again take at least 1-2 questions based on my sharing and as well as the concern raised by Deepak sir. Okay, I think there were no any questions. So now I request Netra sir to take over. So I want to thank you all for your active participation and listening.
I think there is one question from Rasmi Dongal. So based on the presentation, how is it helpful, particularly in mathematics? So that is the question.
Yeah, here I had some question in the chat. I forgot to say. So actually, projects, why we need projects, I mentioned at the beginning in the presentation. So why we are advocating the projects and why it is necessary. So the projects is all about to help students for a specific concept or ideas for the learner. In some cases, in general, but in particular, that the projects give the room for the learners to think or to trigger their creativity, connecting with some mathematical ideas in some context. So projects is in general, projects helps the learners to understand a specific concept, not only to understand, to excel the exact हुन्छ नि। अब त्यो म्याथको एसेन्स के हो भन्ने बुझ्नको लागि नै प्रोजेक्ट्सहरू युज हुन्छ। र आई वुड से in last, like the projects are some form of the approach of teaching in which students take part in learning. So this is all about the projects. So त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ अब लर्नरहरू चाहिँ they get the motivated to learn, to engage in the mathematical discussion, and so that their skill, logic, thinking skill, mental skill, everything will enhance. So thank you.
So similarly, there is another question from Roshan sir. So the topic seems more inclusive of contemporary issues and critical perspective, which relates more on our social science. Can't it be integrated or coordinated with social science to conduct this project?
Yeah, I would say yes in this case. And and our advocacy is also for integrating the various projects for conceptualizing the mathematical ideas and mathematical discussion. So as of now, I think this response is okay. So we have been implementing and we are advocating this, and also we are looking for some of the policymaker to integrate this type of the concept in the main curriculum. So I think I would say only this much.
Okay, thank you so much, Niro sir, and the participant who raised the questions. So it was really wonderful presentation made by our Niro sir, who is our PhD scholar at Department of STEM Education. So integrated projects actually based on the presentation by Niro sir. So it's all about integrating more than one disciplines. Similarly, the integrating the various prospects of perspectives of human life. Similarly, the context they are living in. And so as shared by Niro sir, the first project, so that was actually focusing on the the problems we are facing, or students are facing by using by the use of or overuse of social media, connecting statistics, and there is survey, and the integration of various dimensions of students' life is there. And similarly, students actually may get experiences and the skills and the knowledge. They may develop the knowledge of the consequences and the disadvantages of the overuse of social media. So that was a kind of STEM projects connecting different disciplines like science, mathematics, and social science, as shared by Roshan sir. So thank you once again, Niro sir, for this wonderful presentation. So now, I'd like to go to the next presentation. So the presentation will be on how to use mathematics to develop green schools. So what are the concepts and the similar the skills that every school leaders, similarly the teachers and students need, that mathematical skills to develop green schools or the mathematics in green school. So for that, I request Indramani sir. So he's a lecturer at Department of STEM Education. I'm doing his PhD, centrally to the idea of green schools and entrepreneurship and different ideas. So I kindly request Indra sir to present and share his slides.
Okay, thank you, Netra sir. First of all, let me share the slides. Okay. So this is me, Indramani Shrestha. And today I'm going to discuss about this green mathematics teaching and learning in green schools, particularly what is green school, what are the components that constitute green school. So what are the practices that have been going across the world regarding this developing the green schools? And what are the possible rules of mathematics teaching and learning, or mathematics in this green school that we are actually going to discuss today. So today what I have brought here into all of you that there are certain rules of mathematics in developing green schools. So first of all, can you just write some what you know about green school? Do you have any idea about green school? Have you ever heard this one? Can our school that we have been teaching or learning be a green school or is green school? Please do put your some thoughts here. That would help me to move further. What is actually green school? Not yet. Okay. I think we might have. You can link this green with the school. Okay. So only one response is there, not it, sir. Anyone, please? What is this all about? Green school. Okay. I have known about Green Mind on LEAP, which focus on mental health and well-being. Okay, that's great. Yeah. Maybe planting for addressing sustainable development goal. Great, great. Yeah. Two of you are approaching to green school. Yes. Other more planting. One is regarding planting, another is green mind. That may be one of the components. Let's see. Okay, I'll wait for 1 minute. After that, I will move on to others. So before that, what I'm going to do is that like what is green school? And yet another is what are the basic components of green school? Minimum, what could be? That is not actually compulsory that I'm telling. What could be the basic component of green school? And what is green mathematics teaching and learning now? Green mathematics teaching and learning. So these are the things that we are going to discuss today. As the previous presenter, Mr. Neeraj Dal, have already discussed about integrated learning approach, that is the project-based learning, that will also help to conceptualize about this green school. So let's go to another. Now let's visit our Mother Earth. Okay, so this is our Earth. Now, how our Earth actually looks like, let's visit. Let's walk through. Okay, so this is the ozone layer. So day by day or month by month or year by year, the ozone layer is being depleted. Because of that, the global warming is being increased, and because of what there are different kind of disasters and disorders in our natural environment. Yeah. So this is what we have been experiencing in our daily life. So we can see this one also. You can see mathematics here, you can see science here, or whatever subjects that we have been teaching, or whatever subjects that we have learned through our life. Everything is in this area we can find out. So what is the impact of this in our Earth? If it has some impact, some kind of effect in our Earth, then certainly we are being also impacted. The next one is, look around here. So the industrialization. Another one is this, the water pollution. Another one is, we can see here, environmental pollution. So I'm actually talking about environmental pollution. So we can see varieties of sources from that actually make our environment polluted. Now let's move to this figure, this picture. If you can see here, the part of the tree which is green, yeah, the green part of the tree is in the area or in the earth which is not polluted, but the polluted part is, I think, that is already maybe gray or something like that, that is dead one. So we can also visualize how this environmental pollution have been making our Mother Earth polluted. Now, how can we save our Mother Earth from disasters then? What are the roles of education for saving our Mother Earth from disasters? How does mathematics contribute to saving our Mother Earth from disasters? These are the issues that we are going to discuss today. Can we actually tell, can we write some, how can we save our Mother Earth from disaster? Those disasters that I have actually visualized right now, can you tell some kind of solution that you have thought of, or you have experienced, or you have been applying in your life that actually help our Mother Earth to save our Mother Earth? Please write some words here. Okay, awareness, great. Yeah, Rasmi Dongul. Yes, awareness, that's great. Other, what could it be? Afforestation, okay. Forestation, I think, to save with afforestation is forestation, okay. Next, other, how can we save? There is environmental pollution. Because of that, our Mother Earth is being is crying day by day, and because of our grief and pain, we are suffering from different kind of diseases, different kind of disasters. We can we have I think we have not come out of the epidemic, that is the pandemic, COVID pandemic, right? Some time ago. Still, we have a fear of this COVID pandemic. Similarly, we have also seen the flood that actually swept away the houses in our mountainous area, maybe in Cabre, I think. So this type of disasters have been happening in our motherland. Because of that, we're suffering from. Okay, so only to have written out here, let me go further. So now we go to this. This is our nature. We can see nature. So nature is peaceful, and what we can actually observe here, what we can learn from it, what this nature can contribute to save our Mother Earth, that we can actually feel, and we have been feeling, and we know about it. But how aware, how conscious we are, that is the issue, that is the question. So now next, this is the mountainous area, okay, where different kind of plants are, herbs are there that can be grown up, and that can be linked with entrepreneurship, like in Nepali we say, yeah, Uddamshilta. So in this area we can do farming also. And because of this pandemic and different kind of events that have been happening across the world, we are going to have economical crisis in our country as well. There is a possibility, as we hear. Similarly, we have already seen that Sri Lanka is being under threat, and I think its economic condition is already collapsed, because that country depends upon the foreign investment. But we have not promoted. If we do not promote this agriculture sector, then what would happen? So what role will mathematics play in this case? That we will be discussing. Next, see, farming. I think our farming land are being used for concrete walls, concrete houses. So let's critically think about this one. Be mindful. Let's be mindful. And let's raise our consciousness so that we can critically think what we are doing, and because of this, what we are going to suffer, and where we have been suffering. The next one is this wheat, yeah, gahum. So how beautiful gahum is there, wheat is there. The next one is this is, I think, sitake chow it is called. So this can also be helpful for our Mother Earth. If we grow this in our Mother Earth, there is a ecosystem, there is a ecology that every organism will live in this earth, and there is a kind of ecosystem that will be balanced, and this will also help us to earn some money. And can we link our school? Can we link our school for such type of activities? Can we link our curriculum in school for such type of activities? So this is what? This is the relationship among the people. Without a strong relationship, the positive relationship, the social relationship, it is not possible to work out, to find out the solution. So how should we work? Shall we work individually, or shall we work socially? Shall we interact to each other to have some kind of solutions? Now, this is our culture, you know. Okay, shall we value our culture? What are our cultural values? How can we include and promote our cultural values, cultural capitals in our school? Can we think of it? And what kind of impact, what kind of influence of this, the inclusion of cultural aspects in the curriculum will have in our life? The next one, look here. So beautiful culture out there. I think this is in the Madhes community, maybe Tharu culture. Okay, Tharu or Dima. The next one, see, this is the culture that we see in the Kathmandu Valley. This is the Sherpa culture, right? How beautiful dresses are there. We can see mathematics out there in the dresses. So patterns are there. So we can actually find out mathematics everywhere. The next, our cultural values, Pasupatinath. And this, look here, our forest, yeah, where different kind of animals are there. And this is the spiritual dimension for mindfulness, to raise our consciousness, that we need such type of mindfulness in our school. Can we include such type of activity in our school? The next one, so the intellectual person, I think, can you name who is this? Anybody? Am I audible, please?
Sorry.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Can anybody name who is this personality?
Might be Lakshmi Prasad Devkota.
Yeah. Yes, Lakshmi Prasad Devkota. So this type of intellectual property, that if we include in our school, then that will certainly help our students do something. And who is this? Can anybody name? This is Einstein, right? So Einstein. So another one is life is beautiful. So can we actually incorporate aesthetic in our school, so that students think that life is beautiful? If I'm beautiful, others are also beautiful. The objects that are essential for their life, for others' life, for whole community, and for a whole Mother Earth, they think that they're all beautiful. So such type of characters, such type of practices can be done in the school or not? That is the question. Or shall we go only for mathematics calculation? The next one is, so what are our moral values? Shall we, I don't take it either. We actually prefer to say good morning, good evening, yeah, good night, etc., etc. But we rarely hear somebody saying namaste, namaskar, bida home in that way. Means, what are our moral values? How should we actually, what are our integrities, and what are our social standards, social values, moral values? Yeah, shall we preserve that one or not? So these are the issues. So let's get into the school. This is our school where our children are learning. So what kind of school should we develop in this 21st century? Shall we actually reproduce the knowledge that we have been practicing over the many years, or shall we go for some kind of reconstruction so that we can develop our vision for this sustainable development? So green school is like this. Now we can see students are engaged in different activities. Here in the far left, a student is studying about the plant, and others are studying about the flower, and others are here in music, arts, and some are here making some kind of prototype. Yeah, they are doing some kind of, and here teachers are also engaging, and here the teacher is being involved, yeah, to engage students in different kind of activities. So these all are actually project-based learning that the previous presenter told you, Neeraj Dal sir. So green school is, I think you have come now what green school should be like. Now, can you guess the components of green school now? Now, let's write some about this green school. What could be the components in green school? Please write some here in the chat box. What could it be? Green school. I think you have seen already there. I have explained those things, all the components that I'm going to flash them out, have been already discussed. Can you write, guess and write, please? Everyone's participation, engagement, okay. Everyone's participation, engagement, okay. What components should be actually incorporated in school so that we can say that this is our green school in which this type of components are being studied, being taught, and students will be able to learn different kind of aspects in their life. Everyone's participation. Okay, no one is there to write except one. So Sangeeta Sharma ma'am, you have written okay. Everyone's participation, other survey analysis, okay, activity-based learning. Okay. Okay. So I think, shall I go further? Okay, let me move further. You can see here now. So these are the components of green school that are being practiced across the world. Means this is actually being practiced in Bhutan. These two authors, Sitra and Gurung, in 2021, they have published one paper in which up till now I have found 8 components that are actually incorporated to develop a green school. So one is natural greenery, another is social greenery, cultural greenery, intellectual greenery, academic greenery, aesthetic greenery, spiritual greenery, and moral greenery. So these are the all components that constitute green school. Actually, natural greenery, shall our school be natural? What does it mean? What actually natural school means? The nature should be there. Sometimes what happens, when we go to school, we think that we are not going to school. Maybe we are going to somewhere that is so darlagdo, we say, yeah, and so many animals are there that may attack us, and there is no any kind of greens, no trees, no flowers, no any kind of land that our children can play, and there is no any kind of plantation, there is no any kind of connection of school with forest, and the agriculture, that our country is agriculture country. So nature actually, our school should be like, when we enter the school, our students should have feeling that we are not in school, actually we are in the nature. And from nature we learn different kind of things. We learn mathematics, we learn science, we learn social values, cultural values. We learn about plants, animals, and different creatures and their relationship, and the ecosystem, that the ecological relationship, the ecosystem that actually goes in the nature. So this type of school can be developed in a green school. So another is social greenery. As I have already told, that if students are able to develop a social relationship among themselves, among their colleagues, their friends, that certainly will help to develop their collaborative skills. Actually, what it is going on is that, and okay, Roshan sir, I am coming one by one. So a kind of social relationship there. How can we establish? How can we help our students develop social relationship? How can actually develop their construct their knowledge through social construction, social interaction? There should be a kind of consensus, right? When they go for some kind of discussion, argumentation, one has to put some kind of argument, another has to actually speak for or against that. They put their logical arguments, they give their logical reply, and that actually help them to construct some kind of actually consensual knowledge. But for that, we should be able to, our school should be able to help our students to develop that type of social relationship in school. So this is the social greenery all about, and cultural greenery, So our country is diverse. If we take the example, different kind of cultures are there. Everyone is happy if we discuss about their culture. If I discuss about your culture that you practice in your house, in your society, you will be motivated that my cultural values are also valued in school, and that will actually increase the positive attitude, motivation, positive energy in students. Similarly, intellectual greenery, not only this regarding this social or natural greenery, but students also have to practice the intellectual things. The cognitive exercise should also be there, the scientific inquiry or something like that. In that case, there are many people across the world who have actually contributed to developing this world from old age to this stage. But there are different kind of aspects. There are good aspects as well as bad aspects. But like I have shared there one Lakshmi Prasad Devgupta, that is the genuine person that we have uh, we had in our country Nepal. His contribution have been um, uh, uh, still in practice in our school. So if such type of intellectual people are being discussed in school, that will certainly help students to to motivate students to move further. And another is academic greenery. I think everyone knows academic greenery is what actually practice in our school, but it is not about the practice that we traditionally have been doing in our school, just teaching the content from the book, and students are passively receiving the contents and they're copying. Instead of that, not only that, but they actually practice how they can increase their mind, increase their cognition in this based on this 21st century, not only in the traditional way. So our academic greenery also should be child friendly, student centered, activity based, uh, inquiry based, project based, collaborative, based on constructivist approach, etc., etc. So the next one is now aesthetic greenery. So as already talked, that sometimes what happens, I have also felt this the aesthetic part in our life is quite interesting. I have also felt that if anyone comes to you and just say that you are so beautiful, you are so gentle, and you have helped me a lot. Because of you, actually, uh, I have I have changed my life, something like that. Then you become so happy that your spirit of doing something goes exponentially. It means that we should have a school in which students will practice to value each other. They think that I'm beautiful, I'm my friends are also beautiful. Everyone's life is beautiful. The thing that actually helped me to live are also beautiful. Water is beautiful. Why? Because it contributes to living me, uh, and similarly, this nature also helps me. So these are beautiful. This beautifulness, this aestheticness should be preserved. Should we actually instill in our students through practices, not by just quote or unquote, but lecture method. They have to practice, and it is possible only when the school is greenery, if the nature is there in the school. So these are the things that we need to have. And another one is spiritual greenery. So in this spiritual greenery, I can say that what I have gone through the literature is that actually students should be uh, should have the opportunity to practice the mindfulness, so that they can increase their consciousness. What is life? Actually, we have been running running towards this for this materialistic world, right? And we always try our best to earn money, and this money actually gives us happiness. And because of this, sometimes what it happened that students have lost their lost practicing the mindfulness. So they can do meditation. We can actually help our students to think to focus on something and do some kind of meditation. And this type of spiritual greenery should also be, I can say, I claim that should. But if it is incorporated in our school, that actually certainly help students being away from the negative attitude, negativity, negative energy, so that we can save them from different kind of violence, different kind of negative, radical ideas. I'm saying to be radical is not always negative, I think, but negative radicalness. Okay, to go to extreme of anything is also too bad. So this mindfulness that will help. That's why I can say that spiritual greenery should also be incorporated in the green school. And similarly, the moral greenery. So as already discussed in the beginning previously, that what is our integrity? Students should always feel that their moral values, they have to respect others to get respected. They have their own, being a student, their own responsibility as well as accountability. If we make our students practice, feel their responsibility and accountability through practices, then I think that will certainly help them to move further successfully. And there are different kind of moral values that we practice in our family, in our school, in our community. So this should also be incorporated. That's why these 8 components that Chitra and Gurung have published in 2021, and it is being practiced in Bhutan, that I actually was influenced by this one, and I have brought this one and shared with you all. So before taking the question, I will go further linking this green school with mathematics. I will finish it within 5 or 6 minutes. Now let me go through. Actually, children learn best when they engage their body, mind, heart, and spirit. This is a popular saying, right? Sometimes what happens, our body is acting in our own way. Our mind is somewhere, like in the classroom. We think that when we give some problems to the students, their body is there but mind is elsewhere, and their heart, their emotions are not attached with with the activities that we assign, and their spirit, their passion, their motivation, their attitude is not towards this. So learning should be actually, children can learn best when these all are engaged in learning. So such type of activities should be made. For that, green school is the most, because in green school there is a nature, there is social, they practice social values, cultural values, spiritual values, everything is there. That will certainly make this green school different than what we have been practicing. That's why body, mind, heart, and spirit, the coordination among these components should be there. Now let me go through. Now I'm going to actually, I actually like this one, interesting. That's why I have copied and pasted this one from the paper. Education greatly influences physical development. We know, we have been actually we're practicing that, and we are conscious that education influences physical development, the power of the social soul and human morality, and through educational institution that intentionally transform its cultural heritage, namely knowledge, values, and skills from generation to generation, and is expected to form positive values for students positive values, including loving and aware of the control and preservation of the environment. In that condition, then what about mathematics? So in this type of condition, mathematics as part of the curriculum in school can also play a role in instilling the environmentally sound values with school citizens through their implementation in learning aspects of knowledge, that is cognition, awareness or willingness, affective domain, our heart, and the actions. Now, based on this idea now, let me go to this what actually green mathematics learning. Actually, green mathematics learning is all about environmental education integrated mathematics learning. Means we have to link our mathematics not only to find out the answer that is given in the last page of the book, and not only for scoring good marks in the examination, so that if they will score good marks and they assume that they will be doctor, pilot, engineer, etc., etc. But when they join doctor or pilot or engineer, they will face the real problem, real world problem, what they lacked in school education. That's why environmental education, mathematics can be linked with this environmental education. What actually mathematics does then? It helps to solve the problems, problem solving. Now we can bring some kind of issues in mathematics classroom. Why this global warming is there? What is the condition of this ozone layer now? So many mathematics are there. They can discuss logically, right? They will put their logical arguments. They will give their rational arguments. And after that, they can create something. Okay, because of this, the problem is there. And after all, they realize that this is me and this is we that actually have been helping to deplete the ozone layer. And because of that, the global warming is out there and our nature is being destroyed. There is flood and there are different kind of pollution among our community. So this mathematical calculation, data collection, like Neeraj sir also told in the previous presentation, we can develop some kind of project so that connecting that project connecting with these environmental issues, green school issues, green school components, and they can explore the role of mathematics out there. And this green mathematics learning actually gives us a way to understand patterns, to quantify relationships, and to predict future that we have been practicing since we joined our school. So what is actually mathematics? Everyone knows mathematics helps us to increase our knowledge, and it also helps us to become awareness and willingness. We actually, why this kind of we say sometimes, when we go out of our house to visit somewhere in this city, then we feel that as if suffocation, because of this pollution, and we put mask in our mouth and we move there. And it actually, if we bring such type of issue in the classroom, in the mathematics classroom, let them actually discuss and develop some kind of projects, inquiry learning. Then students really know that mathematics is not only about calculation, multiplication, division, and finding out the answer that is given in the textbook. Actually, it is all about solving the real world problems. Like we Actually, when I was in school or in the university education, I never knew, I can say, I claim, I never knew where this algebra will be used. I would think only that it is, um, I'm actually learning algebra to score some marks so that I will get some kind of job. So mathematics is not only about that calculation that we have been doing. There are different aspects in data collection in our everyday life. So this can be actually implemented in grade school. So there are different innovative pedagogies that we can apply, integrated learning approach that already um, our previous presenter told. Integrated, we can say, we can integrate different kind of cognitive aspects, yeah, that is knowledge and skills. We can integrate different disciplines, can be integrated, two or more than two subjects can be integrated, and the knowledge as well as the skills that they've developed can also be integrated. Similarly, inquiry based learning approach. Actually, I think I have never practiced this inquiry-based learning approach in my life, whole life, in my school, because it is very simple. When I realize now, actually, when something is to explore, if some problems is there and we try to find out the solution of that, then we actually discuss each other in our member of family and start stepwise. First of all, we do this, and after that, this, and after that, this, and after that, this, and we analyze those things, bring data, collect those data, and analyze them, and make the meaning out of them. And then finally, we share in our member of family that this problem was because of this person or because of that, and the possible solution is this. So this type of practice has been happening in our daily life, but in school, what we do, that is really a questionable. Similarly, problem solving approach, yeah, samasya samadhan. It is sounds simple, but we never practice in the school in general. Similarly, project based learning and place based community. Very simple. This we do not go far away to understand this one. Mathematics, the mathematics classroom in school is not only the classroom. What they want to inquire, explore, they go to the place where they find out such type of problems, the solution of such type of problems. They go to the place, different places. They go to the community. They explore different kind of mathematical practices in the community. They collect data, bring in the classroom, organize them. After that, they will construct some kind of in knowledge from that data and present, share in the classroom, and get feedback. After that, finally, they will submit that report with their learning experiences. That is the reflection. They do the reflection. So this type of very simple to say, but we never practice this in our school. And similarly, public pedagogy, sometimes our school students should also be aware of different kind of social justices and injustices and the national and international issues. And public stages, public figures like media or some kind of group of people, sometimes there comes some kind of rumor. During the pandemic time, what happened? Everyone was closed inside the room without being talked with even our family member, and we always sought the Facebook, that public social platform, and that social platform, public platform, that actually was guiding us what is happening across the world. But more of getting the right information, instead of getting right information, but we are actually being terrified because of that. So students will be, aware of what type of this social platform should we follow, what is right, what is wrong. They will be aware of this if we use this public pedagogy. Actually, this public pedagogy can also be like we can ask them to do some kind of mimicry in the school, some kind of drama for social justice, injustices. Yeah. Similarly, eco-pedagogy. Actually, this eco-pedagogy is, I think, the contribution, what we say, is यसको चाहिँ श्रेय चाहिँ अब पाउलो फ्रेरेलाई जान्छ भन्छन् यसो लिट्रेचर हेर्दाखेरि होइन। अब यो पहिलादेखिको अब यो नियो लिबरलिजम, नियो कोलोनाइजम, यी कारणले गर्दाखेरि, यो क्यापिटलाइजेसनको कारणले गर्दाखेरि we are actually leaving our actual human grounds. Because of that, we are actually going for different kind of economic development, industrialization, space, blah blah blah. But we are actually living behind our social values, human values, etc. and etc. So because of this kind of modernization, actually our environment is being polluted. So actually eco-pedagogy in general sense or in the preliminary sense, it helps people, students, to make them conscious about the social environmental injustices that is going on. So they will become aware of what kind of injustices are being done in in environment, and what kind of different activities that we are doing that actually polluting environment. Okay. Now, I think this much only. I will not go through this one because it's already going to be now. So this is the integrated approach that I'm not going to tell. Now, I will just take 1 minute and finish my presentation. Actually, STEAM Green School should be like this, where these all 8 components. If you have other experiences, or you feel that other components can be added, then we can also add it. It's up to us. It is not the case that this 2 authors, Chitra and Gurung, has told this one and we have to follow this one. But as already Netra Kumar sir has told me that I am also doing my PhD, and in my PhD I'm planning to include this type of concept in my inquiry, in my research, so we can actually at least think about this one, go for this one. Thank you very much. I think I take a little more time. This is the question answer session. Netra Kumar sir, over to you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Indra sir, for this very insightful and wonderful and informative presentation. So because of power cut in my area, so I happen to be disconnected several times, so I'm not able to see your questions in the chat box. If you have any questions or queries with in the sir's presentations or anything you want to ask, you can ask or write in the chat box. Okay, so I think
sorry, I was speaking. I was Netra sir, I just stopped. You told me that you were disconnected, and I think the chat box, the things are not in the chat box. I'm going through the chat box, and can I read and give some answers?
Sure.
Okay. So is Green School is conceptually aligned with holistic learning? Okay, holistic learning is not that so big deal. It is all about the overall development of students. And if you link with these 8 components, I think most of the things of this holistic development will be incorporated by this. I think so, but I do not claim that it will, but I think so. And how is spiritual and moral be 2 components? Aren't they 2 sides of same coin? Okay, so I think what I have felt is that social and cultural are also actually kept in one box. Okay, but if we split it into 2, then this becomes these items will be more focused. Okay, then we can minutely actually help students engage in those activities. But if we just say that social cultural is the same thing, we can keep them in the same box, and another is spiritual, and that also okay. But if they are separated, as much as we separate them, I think students will be also able to go through that. Means there will be deep engagement, I think so. Okay. Now the next one is that green skill is symbolic. It connects all aspects of human nature and mindfulness. Okay, that's great. Another, is there any green school implementing green school curriculum? Yeah, it is going across the world. It is being developed in USA. I think Deepak Basyal sir will also speak about this green school is in USA. And in India also it is being developed. In Nepal as well, the concept of green school is out there, but I'm not sure that these all aspects are there or not, but the practice of green school is being done in Nepal as well. I think one school is out there, maybe the Madan Rai, I think you might have heard his name, that is in, I think, something where here in the Netra sir, you know, Niraj sir, that Madan Rai means one school is out there.
Khotan,
Yeah, in Khotan. He has actually connected school education with the agriculture. Because of that, students are developed as entrepreneurs. Okay, so that is also a part of the green school. And one school is, I have heard that I have to go there, maybe in Surkhet. Yeah, I'm going to visit that one also. So that's all the question given in this chat box. I think I expect some more questions if you have. Otherwise, Nedra sir, over to you. Basel sir, would you like to say something about green school? If you have heard, you have seen out there. Deepak sir, you have some queries.
Thank you for bringing me in here. अब मलाई खास चाहिँ त्यस्तो ग्रीन स्कुलकै भनेर त्यस्तो स्टडी म आफै पनि नगरे भएर त्यस्तो धेरै आइडिया चाहिँ छैन मलाई त्यो बारेमा है।
हजुर।
तर मलाई के चाहिँ आइडिया छ भने मेरो बच्चाहरू अहिले सेकेन्ड ग्रेड र थर्ड ग्रेडमा पढ्छन् अनि उनीहरूको जस्तो पहिलो कुरो चाहिँ होमवर्क हुँदैन, मतलब घर गएर गरेर लिएर आउने भन्ने केही पनि ल्याएको हुँदैन। अनि उनीहरूको होमवर्क भने चाहिँ त्यही डेली 20 मिनट्स रिड गरेर लग गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ, मतलब त्यो राख्नु के पढेको अनि कोसँग पढेको भन्ने हिसाबले जस्तो प्यारेन्ट्सले साइन गर्ने हुन्छ। अर्को चाहिँ पाटो के हुन्छ भने प्यारेन्ट्ससँग गएर सँगै डिनर खायो भन्ने हुन्छ एउटा चाहिँ, हैन, मतलब त्यो डिनर खाएको कुरालाई रिपोर्ट त गर्नु पर्दैन, तर द्याट्स समथिङ दे नीड टु रिपोर्ट एन्ड आई थिंक द्याट्स अ पार्ट अफ द ग्रीन स्कुल इन्द्रमणि सर।
यस यू आर राइट सर।
हैन, अनि त्यो भनेको त एक्टिभिटीसँग चाहिँ रिलेट हो, कनेक्ट हो भन्ने हिसाबमा होला। फेरि अहिले त तपाईको जस्तो पछिल्लो समय हेर्ने भने यदि हामी प्यारेन्ट्स छौं अथवा एक्सपेक्टिङ प्यारेन्ट्स, अब पछि फ्युचर प्यारेन्ट्स हुँदै गर्दाखेरि के चाहिँ देखिन्छ भने सबै आइप्याडमा लागेर मात्रै भात खाने चलन छ नि त हाम्रो। अहिले वास्तवमा प्यारेन्ट्ससँग बसेर दोहोरो कम्युनिकेसन गरेर भात खाने भन्ने नै त्यो चलन हरायो क्या। त्यसकारणले पनि होला त्यो प्रमोट गरेका छन्। आई थिंक द्याट्स समथिङ ग्रीन। अनि अर्को चाहिँ नेचरमै गएर जस्तो अब छोरीले कहिले के बिरुवा लिएर आइरा हुन्छ अनि कहिले चाहिँ ल हामी यो इन्भेस्टिगेट गर्दै छौं, या हामी चाहिँ फटेङ्ग्रा खोज्न हिँड्ने भनेर हिँडिरा हुन्छ हैन। अब त्यो सेकेन्ड ग्रेडरकोले त्यो भनेपछि सायद ग्रीन पेडागोजी नै होला त्यो चाहिँ। But I'm not sure how
Yes, yes, sir.
that is described, right?
Yes, you are absolutely right, sir. That the त्यो जुन तपाईको नानी बाबुहरूलाई पेरेन्ट्ससँग बसेर खाना खाऊ भनेपछि त्यहाँ उनीहरूले एक किसिमको क्यारेक्टर डेभलपमेन्टको कुरा, सोशल भ्यालुजका कुरा, कल्चरल भ्यालुजका कुराहरू आए हैन र सर? अनि ती त सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू आए नि, अनि मोरल भ्यालुजका आइहाल्यो नि हैन? त्यसले गर्दाखेरि this is how actually we engage our students in green school.
That's good. त्यही त मदन राईको कुरा ल्याउनु मैले
Okay.
भिडियो चाहिँ हेरेको थिएँ मदन
Thank
राई
you.
सरको हैन
अँ,
हो त्यो त्यो
हजुर।
त्यो चाहिँ वास्तवमै ग्रिन स्कुल चाहिँ त्यो हो जस्तो चाहिँ लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ तपाईको प्रेजेन्टेसन सुनिसकेपछि आई
Yes.
मेनी टर्म्स तपाईले गर्नुभएको कुराहरू धेरै कुराहरू नयाँ लाग्यो धेरै कुरा जान्ने अवसर पाइयो but I was not familiar with green
हजुर।
school idea at all.
Okay. Thank you very much, Deepak sir. Your presence is actually have great value, has great
Thank you,
value for us as well. Yeah, and we expect in other webinar series also. So if from my side it's over, if any question is there, Netra sir, please over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Indramani sir and Deepak sir as well for your contribution. So I think we don't have questions of participants right now. So I think it's time to end the session. So we are at the end of today's webinar. So the major and the principal, the intention of this kind of webinar is to transfer actually the ideas, our practices, insights, and the products that we developed and in the process of developing so that are actually ready to use and empower teachers and the practitioners to develop and create new ideas and new products that will be very, very useful in the context of teaching and learning and to teach students effectively. So with this, so we'd like to end today's webinar and session. So there will be webinars on every Friday at 5 in the evening. So we will send you emails and regarding the schedule and the topics of the presentation and the webinar. So I think we should end the session. Let me stop the
Okay.
recording.